What would your words of advice be to somebody who is either aspiring to be a CDO or maybe better yet, they've just been appointed to be a CDO in their organization? And what top skills do you think are critical for them to be as successful as possible?
Yeah. So naturally, a CDO need to have a great grasp of the technical aspects.
Mhm.
A lot of people spend a lot of time there, but it's very important to understand the cultural and organizational factors. And because I always say that one size fits all does not really work.
Mhm.
Every organization is different, and setting the priorities differ from one organization to another. But this really boils down to understanding the organization business objectives and aligning the data strategy and the data initiatives to those business objectives.
Okay. And then, with regards to, how you kind of keep abreast of latest, trends and technologies, when you're looking maybe outside your organization and looking at third-party data sources or whatever, where is it that you generally go to stay current that you see as the most valuable?
Right. Um, you know, uh, Generally speaking, I'm a big fan of hands-on POCs, be it with a tool or with a data sources. You have to experiment with it to understand the value of it. But it's very important to also understand what business problem is it going to solve. Oftentimes, people spend too much time on evaluating tools because they are cutting edge and they're cool. But I think it's very important to understand what business problem you're trying to solve, even if it's an external data source that you would like to integrate into your internal enterprise data set. What is it going to give us? And then embark on a hands-on POC to evaluate the value of it. That's the best way, in my opinion.
Okay. And kind of related to that same topic, but where do you see the biggest gaps? So, where do you see when you're, looking externally or in the industry or within the field, so to speak, for information, is there any kind of places that jump out at you as that, like, these are the places that are hard to get good information about, or topics that are just hard to get good info?
Yeah, with recent advancement in technology, I mean, I think there's a lot of great work happening from technical aspects. There's also a lot of great research and advice out there in terms of data governance and the more functional aspects, data literacy. One area that I feel that is lacking is the need to change business processes and IT applications to generate the right data to fuel analytics. In my opinion, this is lacking. Not a lot of talk about that. Oftentimes, we are expected as data professionals, analytics professionals, to use the data that's available. But there is a need to instrument and change the way IT applications log data or business processes change so that you have the right data to drive insights.
Great. And then when you think about the things that you're working on, what are some of the top data related initiatives that you're focused on, and how are they beneficial to your organization?
Yeah. So I'll say, generally speaking, I believe a CDO should be focused on long-lasting initiatives with global enterprise impact. Not to say that there isn't value in targeted solutions that solve immediate problems. That is absolutely needed as well. But for the most part, the focus should be on building processes, automation, enterprise data set that serve multiple use cases and multiple functions. So in the past, the topic of Customers 360 has been top of mind. The ability to integrate the core customer profile with all of the interaction a customer has with a company, and that differs depending on the nature of the company's business, with the transactions and with external data from social media outlets as well as data providers. This provides a very reusable data set that could serve multiple use cases along the customer journey. But as I mentioned earlier, I believe that data initiatives has to be tightly coupled and related to the business objectives of the organization. So we're currently working on a data-driven process to augment and improve contact tracing on board the ships. It's an effort that I'm very excited about. It is very relevant to our company and to our ability to return to service. And it leverages data and analytics to connect the dots around the whereabout, the actual interactions on board the ship, and rank them based on the risk of exposure.